gold has besides its value as a store of, a store of wealth, gold has a huge industrial use, and it has a fairly strong jewelry demand, and particularly in growing Asian countries, India and China in particular, gold has a lot of value as a store of value, a hedge against economic problems. This property and gold production in this district dates back to the early 1900s, and it was found in placer form, gold in the creeks, in the gravels, by a guy with a pan and a pick and a shovel in 1902. And then right after that, a lot of the other lode occurrences, the ones, the hard rock in the ground, were discovered, and it was a good bit of production in Fairbanks through World War II. But after World War II, there was virtually nothing happened in this district until the early 80s. And that's when Fort Knox was discovered, which is run by Teryl's partner, Kinross. Was discovered on an old occurrence that had gotten a second look and turned into, right now, well over 5 million ounces. And sort of underscored the fact that in a district with 12 million ounces of placer production historically, there's still a very good possibility for lode production right now. And since the mid-80s, Fairbanks Gold budget has grown in lode resources from nothing to about 13 million ounces. So it's a very quick rise from a district that was asleep to one of the best districts in the state. Absolutely, I am biased because I live there, but I've spent a long time looking at other places and worked in a lot of places in the world. In the last 7 years, Alaska's discovered gold at a rate of about 5 million ounces a year, and a discovery cost of about $4.50 per ounce discovered. The average benchmark industry-wide is about $20. If you can do it for less than $20, you're doing well. You can do it, if it costs you more, you're starting to get into dangerous country economically. So Alaska's been discovering ounces at a very rapid rate, and despite the fall in the gold prices in the late 80s or late 90s, and the lack of industry interest in the late 90s, Alaska continued to find ounces. So it's a very good place to work. These properties are particularly good for gold production because the infrastructure, the access are all in place for roads, power, manpower, electricity costs. Electricity runs on the property, there's roads on the property, and you don't have to have the extra costs of remote camps, helicopters, camps, the transportation costs that you do in other places in Alaska or the northern latitudes. The reserves are probable. Drill probable is what it's called. In order to increase them to a stage where they would be called proven reserves, it's just a simple matter of infill drilling, drilling closer holes, closer spaced together to give you a better three-dimensional surety, and that's also from an economic standpoint, so that when you do mine them, you know what's in front of you, you know what you're going to get. On the Gil joint venture is about just shy of 500,000 ounces, but those reserves were done when gold was well below where it is now. And if you look at redoing the reserves, it's going to increase to some degree from that point. But those reserves haven't been updated in probably 2 years, something like that. So a minimum 500,000.